Welcome to Guitar Lessons with Lewis Lee, and I am Lewis Lee. Welcome to the neighborhood, okay? We're going to get started with the finger exercise on page 56. We're doing exercise 3, the 5th and the 6th measure, okay? And we're doing the second down, okay? So we're using that third finger now. And we're going to get our metronome, turn our metronome on, set it to 60 beats per minute, okay? And so we're going to start off, and I'm just going to demonstrate first before you start so I can explain it to you. We're playing with the third finger, and that's C. Then you want to stretch with that fourth finger. Then that third finger, 4. Okay, so again, 1, slowly, and you follow me first. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to do that for about 3 minutes. Then I'm going to stop. We're going to talk about it, maybe do it another 2 minutes, and conclude this part of the lesson. So let's get ready. Here we go. Ready? Run. Here we go. Let me start off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Okay, so that was about 3 minutes, and the reason why I stopped, I just wanted to highlight some technique issues that may come up. Again, you see that my thumb is behind the neck. I have to support my fingers. So on this guitar, the wood, the way it's made, there's a line in the back, and so I use it as a guide. So I keep my thumb there to guide me. So the thumb is just a pivotal point. it pivots. Okay, it goes up or down. It doesn't really state if I go up higher, my thumb follows wherever my fingers are because of the pinching technique. When you pinch, you can get the best sound. So I'm pinching right here. I have to pinch because to actually play that note, so I have to pinch. And see where my thumb is? My thumb is behind the neck because it has to support that. And it's not really exactly behind, it's a little bit distributed so that the pressure, it's a little bit in between the two fingers. And this will happen naturally. You don't have to think about it. The more you practice your good technique, your thumb will begin to adjust and know where to be at a particular point so you can get the best sound out of your fingers by using your fingers. So, but the technique, there's no way I could play that if my thumb were up here. I just wouldn't be able to do it. So my thumb has to be behind here. So you want to keep that in mind. Also, when it comes to the third string, that C, and that F, back to that C, then I stretch. This is a stretch, but I have to use my pinky. I have to land right on that note. Okay, so that's something you want to really be aware of, because if you do it and it's not clean, then you'll know why, because of your technique. And you want to do it slowly, as we're doing it right now, 60 beats. If it's too slow, it's counterproductive. 60 is the perfect tempo to be practicing. You don't want it too fast, because then you'll have mistakes, and mistakes will become a habit, and then you have to try to break the habit. And you don't want it too slow, because then you have to anticipate the note, and then it could become boring. And no, 60 is a good practicing tempo, as we always practice with. But make sure that you pay attention to those notes. 2, one more time, 3, 4. Make sure each and every note, and even if you have to play it once and stop and do it again and stop and do it again, whatever it takes, because remember, it only takes 7 tries to get a habit, but it takes 21 to break that habit. Now, that's not give and take the standard. My philosophy is this: it takes 12 to make a habit. If you do something more than 12 times when you're playing, but it takes 60 times to break that. So it takes quadruple. It takes a lot of time, in essence what I'm saying, to overcome a habit, especially if you're a musician. Habits are hard to break, and I see it a lot of times with musicians. They it's hard. I keep telling them, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, but they keep doing it because it becomes a habit. So try to be conscious of that when you're practicing. Try to make sure you do not establish any bad habits, because remember, it'll take 60 times. And if you're not counting, if you're not aware of it, you will never break that habit. That's why it's good to come here and take the lessons with my guitar lessons with me, welcoming you, and you can always hear what my criticism or my critiques are. Criticism's a bad word, my critiques. And hopefully it'll help you so that you do not have any bad habits. And if you do have any bad habits, you'll know how to correct those habits, and they will not become bad anymore. We want everything to be good. Everything is good, okay? So having said that, thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next lesson, and always keep coming back to the neighborhood.
Guitar Lessons with Louis Lee is brought to you by the Eubanks Conservatory of Music and Arts, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation whose mission is to help parents teach cultural arts to their children at no cost, and to encourage positive growth development, helping to reduce negative aspects of society in the lives of our youth.
Okay, here we go, and we're going to start with the theory. Theory is very important, okay? So we're working on still the second and the first string because you want to really know those strings. You see, we'll go on, but you want to be able to practice them, not where you're just doing an etude or just some sort of an exercise, which is what we've been doing. You want to play a little bit of a song or a melody so that it makes sense. So I've put a few in here before we go to the next, the G string. Then once you've gone to the G string, we're halfway there. But each string now will incorporate little etudes and little songs that I put together so that you can play around with the strings so you really know where those notes are. You want to really know the notes in the first 3 frets, okay? And that's why it's so important. Then we'll be moving up to the next 4 frets and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is on page 22. So if you have your books, turn to page 22. And at the very top, it's the Merry Men 3/4 time signature, okay? Now, what is different about this? It's not in 4/4. It's in 3/4. So what does that mean? What does 3/4 mean? 3/4 means counts per measure, 3 counts per measure. Now, quick story, my son graduated a few years ago from UCLA, and he took a few music classes, and I can remember him one night calling me up. He said, "Dad, the teacher told me that the top tells you how many beats." But I knew she was wrong, but I didn't say anything because I want to make sure I passed the class. I said, "Very smart. Don't bring me into this. Leave me out of it because I want you to pass the class too because it's costing me a lot of money." So he didn't say anything. But my thesis is, that's my argument. I can prove it. Now, I don't have to pull up a lot of music. Here again, you can't see it. So what am I doing? If you look at any sheet of music that we have, especially the etudes, if you have eighth notes, they're beats. So if you have in 4/4, if you have 8 eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, how many beats did you hear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are just eighth notes. What if you have quarter notes? Now you have more beats. Okay, those quarter notes, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So those are the beats. So those beats in 4/4 has nothing to do with the notation. You could have 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Now you have 16 beats. So the top, the 4/4 or the 3/4 does not tell you how many beats. It's the count. It's always the count. Remember that. That's how you count. The count per measure, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, has nothing to do with beats because you can have all kinds of beats in that measure, and that's what the count tells you in that one count. How many beats are you going to have in that count? Okay, so you want to know that. The top tells you how many, and it's in the book on page 10 when it describes a time signature. We have all kinds of time signatures, which I will not go into that. But this particular piece is written in 3/4. So remember that. So that's 1, 2, 3. So what you do is you get your metronome and you set your metronome, you tap the 4, and you want to change it to 3/4 time. Just tap where it says beat, it has a minus, it has a plus. Do the minus because you're going to go less. So now it's in 3/4. So this is what it sounds like. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's the count. Now we're going to play the beats 1, 2, 3. Now look at your music, and we'll start with that G note. What I'll do is I'll read it first, then you'll come back and we'll do it together. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. I'm going to do that one more time. 2, 3. 2, Okay, great. Now we have that. The time is running, but I just would like to do it for 2 minutes with you, so we do it together. So get your books ready. We're going to count it off. We're going to do it. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Repeat it again. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Very good. Very good. You're doing very good. I know you are, because I just feel that, and I'm just going to be optimistic. So this is coming along very well. That's the reading portion. Remember, keep practicing this. This is Merriment. It's a real simple song, but you want to practice this. And also, you're beginning to get these melodies in your mind. It's subliminal. The more you practice melodies, when you begin to take a solo, it's like reading. When you're in the first grade, you learn how to take or pronounce little small words, look, see, run, this and that. And as you progress in your grades and you get higher, you learn bigger words, so you incorporate those words into your speech. And that's the way learning how to play the music is. That's why it's so important to read melodies, because when you start playing, you can reflect on this. A melody, when you play, you want to sound like a vocalist. This instrument, you want it to sound like you're singing. Just as I said before in the previous lesson, B.B. King. When I saw him with Lucille, I understood he would make that guitar sing. It was an experience. When I went back to my hotel, I practiced. It had a very profound effect on me. I practiced. I wanted to stand like B.B. King in the mirror, like he was holding his guitar. I said, wow, that one note. It doesn't mean you don't have to play. Oh, that's okay, but that's better. That's a whole lot better. It says something. You can do all the technique and the fast stuff, but that one note. That one note. So I learned something. So for you, it's the same way. Keep practicing. Don't worry. Our next lesson, we're going to have the fun part. Fun, so stay tuned for the next portion of the fun. And thank you so much.
Guitar Lessons with Louis Lee is brought to you by the Eubanks Conservatory of Music and Arts, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation whose mission is to help parents teach cultural arts to their children at no cost and to encourage positive growth development, helping to reduce negative aspects of society in the lives of our youth.
Here we are again. Thank you for coming back and staying with us. This is the fun part. Everybody likes fun because it makes you happy, it's enjoyable. And what can you say about fun? Okay, that's right. Enough said about that. Okay, great. So here's a song that I really like that I also grew up on. There's a lot of songs. I mean, I could just go endlessly, but it's a good song. Lion Eyes. You might have heard of it by the Eagles. Great song. And my producer was just singing it, and he sounds really good. We're going to have you hear it at the end. His assistant producer, Anita, and I, we're going to sneak it in, so don't tell him that. Okay, we're going to have it in at the very end. You're going to hear him singing it. He sounds really good. We're going to sign him to a contract. Okay, great. Let me get serious now because he's looking at me. Okay, great. Okay, this is Lion Eyes. Now, here again, this is a good song. It says bright, country style. That's what it says. I can't show you because he told me when I show stuff, you can't see it. Not unless he does a zoom. Now, if he wants me to do a zoom, I'll show it to you. But if not, I will not. He's not giving me the cue, so you cannot see this, but I can. I have him in my peripheral. So anyway, I'm looking at the beginning. It's in the 1 sharp. It's telling you that it's in the key of G. Why is it in the key of G? Okay, we're not going to get too deep into the theory because it's the fun part. But that means the F is sharp, is raised, so that it fits in that format of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You know, great. Okay. Now, the song is, it says bright country. So what does that mean? Well, it means it's not slow. It's not extremely fast. It's a nice, bright tempo. So that you do know, here again, that's, as I said, that's between 90 and 110. And I'm kind of impartial to 90. That might be, is that fast enough? That sounds good to me, but I was looking over at my producer because he was singing the song, and that's the tempo that he was singing it at. So I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so that's the tempo, okay? And what we have here, it's in the key of G. So I'm going to go use the bar chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, with this music here, what I did not do, which I should have done, is I should have taped the music together, but that's the first verse, and it repeats 3 times. So looking at the music, then it goes into what is called the chorus. Now, very quickly, remember this is not a theory, this is the fun part, but the chorus implies that it's the hook. It's where they keep repeating the title of the song. Okay, so it's not where it's the verse where they're telling you what the song is about and they're singing and, you know, their lyrics. The chorus is where you hear the hook to the song. So the chorus right here starts like this. Get my, okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, something that we have to cover, and we're going to run out of time, but it's important. And we'll cover this next because we're working on this song for the next two segments. Remember, it has what is called, and I remember my student, Jennifer, asked me about this. It says to coda. And you'll see that a lot. It's shortcuts. Instead of writing a whole lot of paperwork, in music you can take shortcuts to the coda, and then it'll have repeat with the coda, AL, the sign. So you're going to see that, and the coda is the sign. So usually it'll take, go back to the sign. And so here it means go back to the top. The sign is here. DC, del capo, means go back to the top. Repeat, al coda. So you're going to see that in the music. We're going to discuss this on your next lesson so that you understand the music when you get it. Because this will tell you how to get around the sheet music, because if not, it would have been more than just 2 pages. Some music, this is what I like, this is 2 pages. The previous one I just did, Light My Fire, was about 4 pages, and it could have been condensed, and they could have done it that way. And I've seen one that are 6 and 7 pages, but that's okay. It wasn't done that way. But this one right here is using shortcuts, how to get around the music without having to write and repeat it over and over and over and over and over again. So I just wanted to make that clear. We're going to run down it one more time, just the chorus, so you can hear what it sounds like. And then we're going to end it. Okay, we're going to end this right here if we have time. The clock is ticking. So let me hurry up. 3, 4. A good note to end on. That was the portion of, that concludes the portion of our fun. I hope you enjoyed this. On the next lesson, please stay tuned because it's going to get more exciting. Come back. Thank you so much. And remember, stay focused. Thank you.
If you would like to purchase a copy of the Eubanks Guitar Pedagogy Course Instruction Book used by Louis Lee in this video, just contact us at louis-lee@the-ecma.com or mail a request to Post Office Box 1175, Hawthorne, California, 90251, or call 424-350-7027. And remember, all donations are fully tax deductible.